We're talking about music. We're making it easy. This is music made easy.
Hello, my name is Ryan Kazda.
And my name is Atharva Iyer.
And this is Music Made Easy. We're coming at you from a little different setting here, but we have a very special episode today. What are we doing, Atharva?
So today we're going to be reviewing the whole month of August and the material we've covered over the last couple of weeks in a very fun game of Kahoot.
Absolutely. All throughout this series, we'll kind of make Kahoots for the end of the month to review. And we just finished August. Happy September. Congratulations, you made it. So here we are reviewing this material. Time to put your skills to the test.
And since it is a YouTube video, feel free to pause and kind of work through the problems yourselves when we kind of give you a break to do so. And if you guys just want to play through the Kahoot will be in the link in the description down below. Please feel free to check it out, share it, enjoy it yourselves.
All right. Well, I think it's time to start. You ready?
I am ready to go.
Let's do it. Music Made Easy is in the game.
Let's get that countdown.
All right. And we'll just kind of switch off questions, kind of reading them out loud to you guys.
So the first question is going to be, what are the letters that appear in the musical alphabet? Is it B, D, J, Z, X, F, A, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, or A, B, C, D, F, G? Take a second, think about it. The right answer is A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Remember, it is the first 7 letters of the Western alphabet. The English alphabet that is used in Western music.
Question number 2. What musical symbol is this called? We're going to throw a lot of symbols at you kind of in this Kahoot, and kind of your job is to identify it. So we have this symbol. What the heck is it? We have treble clef, bass clef, right hand clef, or piano clef. Take some time to answer. And the correct answer is the treble clef. When you're playing piano, you will use your right hand. It's kind of the higher notes, but it is called the treble clef.
Question 3. What musical symbol is this one called now? Is it the treble clef, the bass clef, the left hand clef, or the guitar clef? I'm thinking about this one. And it is the bass clef. Although you do play this with your left hand on the piano, this is known as the bass clef, not the left hand clef or the guitar clef.
Question number 4. What are the note names for the treble clef lines? So now we're going to go through each clef and answer the lines and spaces, identify those notes. So our options, we have C, E, G, B, D, and F, E, G, B, D, and F, G, B, D, F, and A, or F, A, C, E. What do you think? And there we go. The right answer would be E, G, B, D, and F. Those are your treble clef lines. Remember, there's special acronyms for all of these that will kind of you can use to think when we ask you these questions.
The next one is, what are the note names for the treble clef spaces? So our options are A, C, E, G, E, G, B, D, F, G, B, D, F, A, or F, A, C, E. Think about it for a second. Remember those acronyms that we've put in those videos for, and the answer is F, A, C, E. You guys remember the acronym is space rhymes with face for the right hand or the treble clef spaces, and that's kind of how we came up with that answer.
Question number 6. What are the note names for the bass clef lines? So now we're going down into the bass clef, the lines. We have A, C, E, and G, E, G, B, D, and F, G, B, D, F, and A, or F, A, C, and E. Be very careful here. A lot of similar answers. And the correct answer would be G, B, D, F, and A for the bass clef lines.
Moving on to question 7, what are the note names for the bass clef spaces now? Is it A, C, E, G, E, G, B, D, F, G, B, D, F, A, F, A, C, E? So thinking back to this acronyms, remembering that the bass clef spaces and the bass clef notes in general and the treble clef notes are different. Let's figure out what this answer is, and it is A, C, E, G. Just like I said, remember that the lines and spaces are different depending on the clef you're in. So just remember those acronyms that we talked through.
Okay, question number 8. What are the lines above or below the staff called? Remember, these have a special name. Are they called extra lines, imaginary lines, extended lines, or ledger lines? Remember, we can play outside of the staff, and these are called ledger lines. There you go. So music can happen all over. You'll find a lot of times that the music will happen kind of above and below the staff.
Question number 9, a true false, guys. A sharp lowers the note 8 half steps. In fact, we have 3 types of accidentals: the sharp, the natural, and the flat. Which one kind of lowers it? Does the sharp do it? Is it true? Is it false? And the answer is false. The sharp does not lower the note a half step. In fact, it does the opposite. It increases or heightens the note a half step.
Absolutely. Next question. Very similar. Be careful now. True or false? Does a flat lowers the note a half step? So we talked about the sharp raising it a half step. The flat, this one is true. The flat does lower it a half step. And those are kind of the 2 main accidentals, you know, as far as raising or lowering.
Then going on to question 11, back to the kind of quiz type questions. How long do accidentals last? Do they last the rest of the measure, the rest of the piece, just for that note, or does it become a part of that key signature? So you guys remember we had that special rule for accidentals and how long they lasted for. And the correct answer is going to be the rest of the measure. Remember, between the bar lines, that is the measure. That is how long an accidental lasts for, the sharp, natural, and flat.
Question number 12. What type of note is this? So now we're going to show you different musical symbols in terms of the note values. So this one, we have the options as a quarter note, an eighth note, a half note, or a whole note. You remember this symbol is the quarter note. Notice it has the kind of colored in note head with the stem going up vertically.
Moving on to question 13, continuing the types of notes. Is this note a quarter note, eighth note, half note, or whole note? You guys remember there's only one note that doesn't have a stem and is open, and that is going to be the whole note. The whole note is the one that doesn't have the stem or isn't colored in and gets you that 4 beats.
Moving on, question 14. What type of note is this one? And here we have the options as quarter note, eighth note, half note, and whole note. Notice it's very similar to that quarter note a couple ago, but it's a little different. This one is actually the eighth note. It's half the value as the quarter note, and you notice it has that flag, that special feature on eighth notes, that flag coming down.
Moving on to question 15, what type of note is this last one? I believe note, half note, quarter note, or whole note. Remember, this one has the stem, no flag, but it also is open, and that is going to be your half note. That's going to be 2 beats. Again, it's similar to the whole note in that it's open, but it also has the stem, and that's what separates it.
Question number 16. What type of rest is this? So notice that all of those notes have rests that kind of go right in hand with them. So this one, is it a quarter rest, a half rest, an eighth rest, or a whole rest?
And this is the weird looking one, kind of, and it's going to be
it is the eighth rest. So that's half the value of a quarter rest. It's the same value as an eighth note, but this is kind of the silence part of it.
Perfect. Moving on to question 17, continuing the types of rests. What rest is this? Is it a quarter rest, a half rest, an eighth rest, or a whole rest? And remember this, that kind of used to remember it, and that's going to be your quarter rest. It gets you 1 beat of rest. And remember, that silence is just as important as the notes that we play.
Absolutely. Going on to the next question, another type of rest. Let's see what our options are. We have quarter rest, half rest, eighth rest, and whole rest. And this one, be very careful, can look very similar to another one. Notice this one kind of looks like a top hat. A hat, very similar to the word half. This would be your half rest. Same amount of beats as your half note.
Moving on to question 19. What type of rest is this? Is it a whole rest, a half rest, an eighth rest, or a quarter rest? And remember, we can think of hole and the hole in the ground, so we can compare this to the whole rest. It is very similar to the half rest, except it's upside down, and instead of 2 beats, it gets the 4 beats, kind of how the whole note does.
All right, question 20. How many beats does this note get? This note, you can see, is a quarter note, but it has a dot, right? And the dot has a special rule to it. So our options are 1 beat, 2 beats, 1.25 beats, or 1.5 beats. And the answer is 1.5 beats. That dot takes half the value of the note that it's kind of in front of and then adds it to it. That's 1 plus half, 1.5 beats.
And that's the formula we gave to you guys in the video. So feel free to check that out. What do the numbers mean in this time signature for question 21? So we're moving to time signatures now. Is it 2 beats per measure, quarter note gets the beat, 4 beats per measure, half note gets the beat, 2 beats per measure, whole note gets the beat, or 2 beats per measure, half note gets the beat? If you guys remember, the distinction is red, it makes it red because the number on top gives you how many beats there are per measure, and the number on bottom gives you the type of note that gets the beat. And if you guys remember, 2 on top, so 2 beats, so that eliminates the second one, and then 4 meaning quarter note gets the beat, so that eliminates the rest of the other 2.
Yes, exactly. Okay, moving on. We're doing well, Atharva.
I think
we
so.
hope you guys are doing well too. Question 22. 4/4 and 12/8 are duple time signatures. So remember, this is still in time signatures. What does duple mean? So our options are true, false, they're triple, false, they're quadruple, or they're not time signatures at all, they're fractions. And the answer for this one is false. They are quadruple time signatures.
So keeping in mind that same concept, is 3/4 and 9/8, are they triple time signatures? Is it true? Is it false? They're duple time signatures. Is it false? They're quadruple time signatures, or are they not time signatures? Again, are they just fractions? The correct answer is true. If you guys remember, 3, 4, and 9, they're both divisible by 3. At least the top numbers are. So that's what gets us that true statement.
Another true false we have in simple meters, the strong beat is divisible by 2. So here in this picture, we show a variety of simple meters. In simple meters, is that true? Is the strong beat divisible by 2? Yes, it is. So that makes this answer true. Simple meters, it is divisible by 2.
Now, in compound meters, the strong beat is divisible by 3. Is this true or is this false? Remember, we have 6/8, 9/8, and 12/8. And is that strong beat divisible by 3? The answer is yes, it is true. This is divisible by 3. That is what actually separates the simple and compound meter. One is divisible by 2, that's the simple, and the other is divisible by 3, and that's the compound.
Question 26. How many flats or sharps are in the key of C? So switching gears to key signatures now. Key of C, does it have 1 flat, 1 sharp, 0 sharps or flats, 1 flat, and 1 sharp? Which one is it? This was a special case, if you remember. The answer is 0 sharps or flats. So the key of C has no modifications to it, all natural.
What is the order of flats? So with this being the case, we have the certain order of flats that they appear in. They just don't appear randomly. Is it F, C, G, D, E, A, B, F, C, G, D, A, E, B, B, E, A, D, G, C, F, or B, E, A, D, C, G, F? And I believe the answer is B, E, A, D, G, C, F. We had some acronyms for these ones too, the order of flats and the sharps. So please feel free to check that out if you missed that question.
And on to the next question, number 28. What is the order of sharps? So here we go. Our options, the same. We have F, C, G, D, E, A, and B. F, C, G, D, A, E, and B. B, E, A, D, G, C, and F. And B, E, A, D, C, G, and F. And the correct answer is blue, F, C, G, D, A, E, and B. And if you remember, the real easy way to remember that is that it's the opposite. It's kind of the reverse of the order of flats.
Moving on to question 29, what key signature is this? So we're working with key signatures now. Remember, there's a special way to figure out the flat key signatures. You would have to look at a certain rule. So if you guys can remember the rule, the options are B flat, D flat, E flat, and A flat. And the correct answer is A flat. The reason it is A flat is because the second to last flat gets carried over, or you take the second to last flat, I should say, to figure out that key signature. So in this case, it is the A flat.
Question number 30, almost there. What key signature is this? Another example, now on the sharp side of the spectrum. Our options are B, F sharp, A sharp, and D sharp. So there's a separate rule, a different rule for identifying sharp keys. And the answer to this one is B. So this is the key of B. And the rule for this is you take a look at that very last flat, which we see as A sharp, and bring it up a half step to get to B.
Then the final question, 31st question, what volume should music be played at? Is it super soft, mega loud, insanely medium, or does it depend on the context of the music?
Very important question.
And the correct answer is depends on the context. Remember, everything in music, especially the volume, is very dependent on the context. And as we talked about the scale between dynamics and etc., we just want to make sure that you guys understand that it heavily relies on the context.
Absolutely. Let's see how he did.
Let's see the podium.
The podium.
We hope you guys enjoyed this video, and we hope you guys, succeeded and got close to a 31 out of 31 or even a 31 out of 31, and that this was due to our help on the video.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining us today. We really appreciate it. Remember, all those August videos are up on the YouTube. You can go check them out if you still have questions.
And remember, guys, as usual, if you have any questions, please leave them down in the comment section below. Please feel free to inform us your score, how you did, any other aspects of the videos that you guys need. Let us know in the comment section below, and we'll get to you guys there. As usual, like and subscribe, guys. Thank you guys so much.
Thanks so much. Have a great day.
Bye, guys.
We're talking about music. We're making it